Hello. Welcome back. We are excited to be back. It's good to be back. Feels good.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Well,
Hell yeah.
I'm doing well. What about you? How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. One day at a time.
Wait, what is it? Assalamu alaikum, aki rahmatullah. That means
I was gonna say
peace be upon you, brother, and the mercy of God. Yes, sir.
you can tell we're glad to be back. Today's topic was sent in by my girlfriend. Actually, she always comes up with good ass questions, and her question was, "When do you know the relationship is over?" It's a very interesting question because there's many ways you can tell. I'm going to speak from experience today. I'm going to speak from experience today. I don't know about you, but for me, it starts at a point, and it usually happens over a series of months. In my experience, one of my last relationships, I remember my mom told me that I was going to outgrow the girl that I was with, and I didn't understand what she meant by that completely until it actually happened. And just over the months, I could just see random problems come up that weren't really problems. Like, she would just be upset about random ass shit that really wasn't true, or just some shit that she thought up. And I was like, what the hell? Like, why are you? You feel me? And I have to reassure her, like, hey, look, this isn't even. Why are you upset about this? This isn't even us. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? This isn't even a thing that we should even be discussing right now, because it's not. It shouldn't be an issue. Less and less communication. You can tell conversations are getting drier. You guys don't see each other as much. When you do see each other, the energy is just not the same. You know what I'm saying? There's not as much intimacy going on. It's more like, I gotta. It's more of a chore to go see this person, right? You gotta go like, fuck, all right. You find yourself getting more irritated at things that you usually would let slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little things. You find yourself getting more irritated. Like, damn, you still tripping over this shit? Like, really, what's going on? And then eventually, it's just kind of one of them things where you guys just start arguing out of nowhere, and then poof, there it goes. You know what I'm saying? And there you are, see, both single on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Damn, shit. Now, I can elaborate on some of those things, but a lot of it really happens over a period of time. And you can usually kind of tell, even when you take the time to address certain issues or certain things that you think are now becoming the reason why your relationship is splitting or coming to an end. And usually those conversations don't really go over as smoothly as you would like them to. They're still usually open-ended. There's still some resentment or some hidden feelings behind that, to where you're like, all right, I can kind of tell this is gonna end. Right. But yeah, that's like a base idea from my point of view. At least it's been pretty consistent too. Number one thing for me, though, I would say that I want to loop back around to is you find yourself getting more irritated at things that you weren't really getting irritated at before. You're just kind of like done at this point. You're like, man, I'm not dealing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're never going to change, but at this point in time, I need to take a step back, because right now this isn't healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So that's like that's like number one for me that I usually see, is just lack of communication and lack of consistency as far as caring in the relationship. So what about you?
I mean, something along those lines. Experience is the best teacher. And what I definitely learned, this is how I knew my last relationship was over. My patience, just like you said a second ago, would just run thin. I was patient for 4 years, though. I had to work on things, but she definitely had to work on some things. Not to bash her or nothing like that, but that's just conversations that she and I had. So I was patient with the things that was going on in the relationship for a long time. Nothing really bothered me, I mean, and when it did, I didn't make a big deal out of it. And then I noticed in the latter half of the relationship that those, some things wouldn't change, because I would tell her all the time, I'd be like, the moment, if there's ever a year that we're together, the very next year, it don't matter what year it is, the very next year, if I'm the same that I was before, leave me. That's what I used to tell her. I said, leave me, because I'm no good for you. Straight up. And the things that I would tell her would be, well, look, if you don't change, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take a step back. And I was like, the only time I would truly be frustrated with you is if we express something and we see that you need to change something and you do not change it and it's becoming an issue. Mm-hmm. Then I would become truly frustrated.
Now, I'm assuming you mean like something large, like that's like a huge issue.
It was more so like, it's like the way you talk to people, you know what I'm saying? Or the way you receive things, or
right. Okay, I got you.
You feel me? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like how you, because she would do this thing where, like, everything got to her. Everything was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like even things that I'll be like, bro, what? Like how is that a problem?
I've been there. Yeah. Okay.
So it was stuff like that, and she'd be like, well, I was just thinking like this, and I was like, why did your mind take you all the way over that? That was just this. You feel me? She was trying not to be too specific, but when I noticed that those problems kept rising, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is something that's been a problem for years now. Then I became truly frustrated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not changing this. Like we talked about this. You said you were gonna work on this. I said I was gonna work on this. She never changed it. That became an issue. So
yeah,
that right there is when stuff like that start to happen. You know what I mean? And like that shows a lack of growth.
Definitely.
You know, a lack of growth. And if there's ever a lack of growth, you know what I mean? If you with somebody that's your other half, you know what I'm saying, and that they're not growing, how can you grow? It's gonna hinder you. If you're not an asset, you're a liability.
Yeah, you gotta water each other's roots.
Yeah, exactly. So and she just wasn't fulfilling that. So that's how I knew that the relationship was over because of that. Stuff like that is like he was saying, you just get less patient. Like all the patience start to go away, bro. Like,
and it's not like you love them less. It's just as you grow, that cap of patience, like it gets smaller because it's like, man, I should not still be having to deal with this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the hell,
it's dead weight.
Yeah, I should it's like I shouldn't have to be looping back around, like you said, having to calm you down off of getting upset about things that aren't that deep. Mm-hmm. That's one of my pet peeves, is getting upset about things that aren't that serious. You know me, I don't get upset much. You know what I'm saying? So for you to like, there was a scenario, one of my relationships a couple of years ago, and we had gone to the drive-thru, and she felt as if the person at the drive-thru window gave her attitude, right? Mm-hmm. But she didn't. I was there. You feel me? She just felt that way, and instead of saying nothing to her at the window, which she should have done, right? Mm-hmm. She just kind of drove off and continued to talk about it for the next hour. And I went back to her house and had dinner with her family, and she was still upset about it at the table. I was like, hey, you still talking about that? I was like, bro, what? It's not that deep.
Something specific that she used to get upset about that I really didn't understand, but I still abided by her rules. Is like stuff like, you know, we have friends, we have female friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Lilo, that's family to us.
Yes, that's just
So the thing is, Lilo dances, you know, and she's good at what she does. She's really good at it. And whenever I would like one of her videos, to, you know, showing her support, you know, comment, hey, she would be like self-conscious about that. She'd be like, you're liking other women's pictures. I'd be like, this is my home. This is not just any woman. This is my homegirl.
I look at her as like a sibling.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, this is family. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm gonna support her shit. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, it's just, I was taken back when I saw you like the picture. I'm like, bro, what? Oh, when you like the video, like, she's dancing and she's fully clothed.
Yeah.
But she didn't like that, and after a while, even though I disagreed, I still didn't like any more of you know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with our homegirl Gloria, you know what I'm saying? Like she would drop her modeling photos, you know what I'm saying? If I liked it, she would literally be upset. And I'm like, bro, this is just support. I like my homeboys' pictures all the time too. You just have a problem because she's a female. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you're super insecure. You know what I mean? It's like
that's what I was gonna say. It's an internal problem with herself. You know what I'm saying? And she's projecting that on you.
Yeah, and it's something that I was like, I disagree with that, but I stopped doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I did. I stopped. I didn't do it again for years. Mm-hmm. I didn't like any of their photos because she would literally hawk down my page. And I'm like, why are you stalking my page? She was like, I'm not stalking. You can literally see when somebody else likes something. But I'm like, but you need to monitor that. It's not going to pop up on your page.
Yeah, it's not something that pops up on your phone.
Yeah,
not a regular notification. Oh, Julius liked
like this.
Yeah.
You feel me? You need to go and keep looking for that. So you're literally hawking at my page. That pissed me off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But once again, after we spoke about it, I disagreed, and I agreed to disagree, but I didn't do it again. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of growth that I was exhibiting. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm not like trying to like red flag everything that she was doing. And I was just in a limelight, green light all the time. You feel me? Like, no, I already held myself accountable. For the things that I did, and I've forgiven myself for those past mistakes. So I'm not afraid to look back.
No, of course you shouldn't be. Especially, you shouldn't be afraid to look back, especially if you know that you've progressed where you were. Like, you should, like, if things, no matter what happened in the past, if you're not doing the same things that you did back then, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be ashamed of that stuff. As long as you learn from it and chose to move forward in a positive way and you're doing a lot better, you should never be ashamed to look back. Ever. No matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that.
That's how I knew that the relationship was over, though. It was like I was exhibiting that kind of growth. Things that I strongly disagreed with. But it were things that she strongly agreed with that she was not changing. You know what I mean?
And that right there, that's just one of those things where, as you can see, it takes, like, even though it's coming directly from one person, it's now leaking over into the relationship. And the fact that she, even though you guys spoke about it, it still wasn't being handled. It ended up being one of the downfalls. It's like, this is now weighing on both of us. And since you're not helping me, allowing me to help you, help you with this issue, it's not going to go anywhere but continue to press down until it breaks. You know what I'm saying? And then these things stack up. Imagine that, but then another issue, right? You got another issue and something else. I can only imagine. It just kind of, and then after that, the pressure breaks, and then there you go.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Exactly.
That's what they call that. So that's how you know. So, like, especially it's like whenever you started suspecting mistrust or dishonesty. I mean, is what I meant to say. When you start expecting dishonesty, and then that, doubt arises in your relationship, and then you start having to question things, and things really don't feel the same, you'll know when it's over.
Yeah, it's a feeling. You'll feel it in here, and to back up what you were just saying, you'll really think about it up here, because more things that you see or that you experience in the relationship towards the end will start to pique your mind more, and you'll be like, wait, huh? And then the more you start to think about it and the more it starts to bother you, then you'll kind of be like, all right, I know where this is going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially if it's something where it's like, it catches your attention because it's not normal. It's not something that used to happen, and it's not a good thing necessarily. Right there. That's a big one. It's just kind of like, all right, yes, I can tell something is changing or something is about to happen. Usually it's then.
Yeah. So that's how I knew. Yeah. The energy just wasn't. I tried to give y'all the best physical example that I can give, but I'm big on energy, and I'm an energy kind of person. You know what I'm saying? I'm more spiritual than anything. So that's how I knew. First of all, the energy just wasn't the same for me, and I could feel that. So I knew already, like from day one when things started changing. I knew already because it didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And I don't leave with my heart nor my mind. I leave with my spirit. So once I felt that, I assessed it, and I addressed it right away. I was like, what is it that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling like this? Let me stop what I'm doing. Let me go address this and ask about it. But see, the thing is, when you know already, you ask, and then you're gonna get either the truth or denial. And I got denials every time, all the way up until the end. You know what I mean? All the way to the end. To be honest, I should have been ended the relationship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, me exhibiting the growth or the path that I was on at that time, trying to like do better with everything, trying to hold everything together, trying to fix everything. I was doing it for so long. Yeah. But honestly, the relationship been over.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it too. I said it.
Yeah. Especially when you get mentally checked out, like before it even happened.
You'll know.
Yeah. It's, as I said, the last thing I was gonna say was you'll feel it in here. When the end is, especially if it's somebody that you really care about, you'll be able to tell. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to, not you should be able to, you will. It's going to be an unspoken thing. God has given us that gift to experience what you would consider love in that way. And when you feel that bond is loosened, you will feel it. Yeah. It's not going to feel good, but you'll feel it. It sucks, but you'll come out on the other side stronger and better. Trust me.
So I want to ask this too. Before we go, I want to ask this question for the ladies, for the women out there. I want to ask if you lived with your partner, right? If y'all stayed together, but you had a physical job where you had to show up and you had to, like, you know what I'm saying, regular 9 to 5, and your significant other was still the breadwinner. They just made all the money that they made from home. You know what I'm saying? But they're paying for mostly everything, you know what I'm saying? They're still playing the provider role. You know what I'm saying? They just make their money from home. How would you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Is that a stay-at-home husband or a stay-at-home boyfriend or whatever it is? How? You know, what is it? Because they still make the money. They're still the breadwinner. They still take care of mostly everything. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do your regular 9 to 5. How would you feel about that? True question.
Let us know how y'all feel. And if we get a thick, juicy response from one of you guys, we'll talk about it in another video, because I actually want to come back to that. It's a good one.
Yeah, how do you feel about stay-at-home husbands?
Yeah.
Should that be a thing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a lot we could talk about with that.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot I want to talk about with that.
But I want to save that for an entire another episode so we can actually get into the thick of it, because that's a topic I do want to talk about. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So let us know. Let's send us a DM. You guys already know I started linking our Instagrams down in the description. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys drop us a message or a comment or a like, subscription, hit the bell.
Yep.
The bell, no taco. And just show us some love. You know what I'm saying? Spread the video. Send it to somebody that you love.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow, the next episode.
Holla, bro.
All right.